Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show, News Talk KFYO, an open line Friday. And joining me right now to talk a little high school football, Stephen Orr with the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show, which you can hear right here on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO, beginning right around 10 p.m. this evening. Stephen, good morning. How are you?
Great, Chad. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Well, looks like we're going to have a whole lot better weather this Friday night for some high school football.
Yeah, it seems like
today and dry and sunny and clear tonight, and going to be a great night to go watch some football.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully some great games out there as well.
Well, there are, and hard to believe, but district play actually kicks off this week in several districts, including District 2 of 5A Division I actually started last night with Lubbock Monterey hosting Abilene Cooper, and what was a good start for Monterey turned out to be a pretty long night as Monterey loses to Cooper 58-20 going into halftime. Right in the second quarter, Monterey jumped out early to a 7-0 lead. Second quarter, Cooper answers with 14 points, and at the end of the second quarter, Monterey drives down, scores a touchdown, misses the extra point, 14-13 with 39 seconds left. So we're going to go into the halftime with a tight game, right? Not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso says. Cooper goes down with 39 seconds, drives the length of the field, scores a touchdown, goes in the half, 24-13, and it was all Abilene Cooper in the second half. So Monterey gets their first district loss of the year. Tonight, Lubbock High and Lubbock Coronado playing in district play to open their district season. Lubbock High comes in at 1-3, Coronado at 3-1, and man, the way Coronado's playing offense and the points they can put on the board, I think they're going to be too tough for Lubbock High. But Lubbock High has been close in their game, so we'll see what they can do there. Friendship has Canyon Randall coming to town tonight. Friendship sits at 2-2. Randall at 1-3, and Randall has really struggled to put points on the board. I think Friendship's offense is going to be enough there to give them a victory going into their bye week next week. Lubbock Estacado goes down to take on Wichita Falls High School. They take the long road trip there. Both of these teams are 2-2 on the year. I think that Estacado is going to have the speed and athleticism there to come away with the win. Wichita Falls' 2 wins have not been against what I would call stellar talent. So I feel like that's a good game for the Matadors there. Lubbock Cooper travels over to Clovis to take on Clovis, New Mexico. This is the third game for Clovis in 3 weeks playing Lubbock teams, and they're trying to get their first win, and they're not going to do it tonight as the Pirates are probably the best of the 3 teams that they've played so far, and I think Cooper comes out with a big win there. Levelland, the Lobos, 2-2 on the year, travel up to the Amarillo area to take on the Bushland Falcons, who sit at 3-1. Levelland's going to have their hands full in this one, as Bushland has been pretty tough on defense, and they can put up a lot of points. But Levelland can put up a lot of points, too. This should be a pretty good game, but one that I think that the Lobos will need to play their best game and mistake-free football if they plan to drive home with a victory. A big game taking place in Brownfield tonight as the Shallowater Mustangs at 4-0 going in to take on a 3-1 Brownfield Cubs team. And this is a huge opportunity for Brownfield. Brownfield already this year has won more games than they did all last year. And with Dwayne Tolliver, the new coach there is a real sense of momentum and confidence in Brownfield. But this would be a huge win as far as showing them where that program is. Shallowater has been absolutely fantastic on offense. They're averaging over 40 points a game. Their defense has been pretty good, holding opponents to about half of that, about 21 points. So, Shallowater's playing great ball. Brian Wood's got that team firing on all cylinders. This could be a really good game. But, again, Brownfield, a much improved team over what they've been the last couple of years. They're on their third coach in 3 years.
Wow.
So, and I think Dwayne Tolliver's there for a while. I think this is a good deal. But that should be a really good ball game. Abernathy hosts the Littlefield Wildcats. Abernathy sits at 3-1. Littlefield's at 1-3, and they've just really struggled to put points on the board like they need to. And Abernathy at home is probably not the place to try to do that. And I think Abernathy will come away with the win there. The Idlewild Wildcats host Muleshoe Mules, And Muleshoe yet to win a game this year, and not usually when we're talking about Muleshoe, we expect to be talking about them as playoff contenders and at the top of the game. And this year they are really struggling, and I don't see them getting any momentum as Idlews at 3-1 on the year. Their only loss is to Shallow Water, so they're playing really good ball, and I think they'll get another win tonight. They're at home. Slayton hosts Post tonight. This could be a really good ball game. Slayton much improved. Their only loss came to New Deal by 6 points a couple weeks ago, and I think that Post has not played the level of competition that Slayton has. This could be a really good game because Post is always big and physical, and they like to run the ball. I think similar styles in these two teams, and we'll see who's going to come out on top there. I think Slayton has the slight advantage. The Floydada Whirlwinds look to go 5-0 for the first time since 2002 as they host the winless Lubbock Roosevelt Eagles at home tonight. Floydada, again, has struggled. They've not had a winning season since 2003. They've not finished above 5-5 in the regular season, and they have a chance to go at 5-0 tonight, and I think they'll probably pull that off against Lubbock Roosevelt. Sundown in Tahoka. Sundown comes into the game at 3-1 on the year. They travel to Tahoka to take on the Bulldogs. Tahoka's this is going to be one of the tougher games they've played this year. Their two losses were fairly close, but I think Sundown has the chance to get the win here. New Home looking for their first win of the season still as they travel down to Wink, and that's probably not going to happen. Wink is 3-1 on the year, and they are playing some really good football right now. But New Home, as in their first year in 11-man football, still trying to find the win column, and hopefully they can do that tonight. The Rawls Jackrabbits are 3-1 on the year, and they travel up to take on the Booker Kiowas, so that's nearly an Oklahoma long roadie there. Booker's 1-3 on the year, and I think that Rawls probably comes home at 4-1, and they're off to one of their best starts in many, many years as well. So that'll be an interesting game to follow, Chad.
A lot of good games.
There are a lot of good games, and I think if, we like to talk every week about the ones that I would go. Shallow Water Brownfield really piques my interest. I think that's going to be an excellent ball game, and the Friendship Randall game can be good because Randall, although they are down as far as their record and stuff goes, that's a team with some history and some heritage, and when two proud teams play, interesting things can happen. Anyone
surprising you yet?
Brownfield at 3-1, I think, surprises me a little bit. That's a team that I'm really I like to watch because they've had the talent. It seems like they just now have not been able to put it together the last couple of years. Looks like they are. I think that's a good one. You look at Rawls sitting there at 3-1. That's not what I would have expected coming into the year. I would have expected Floydada to be 4-0 at this point. So they've played some really good football as well. Lubbock Coronado doesn't surprise me, but they're 3-1, and it just shows that what Coach Farr has going on there, I think, is something that's going to stick and it's going to make them a really good team for several years.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen Orr, West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. How many games are y'all going to be covering tonight?
We'll be doing just over 200 games tonight. And then, of course, next week we go into what we call Dead Week around here because that's the traditional bye week, the halfway through the season. Can you believe that? We're halfway through the season next week. But we'll do about 200 games. We've added a couple of affiliates. So used to be we would average somewhere around 185 to 190 with those new affiliates. Now we're struggling to get it down to 200 and be able to continue to get our fastest 8 minutes done in one segment.
Wow, that's crazy. But y'all do a great job. It's always entertaining and a lot of fun to listen to. The West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 p.m. to midnight. You can listen to it here on KFYO and via the KFYO app and really all over West Texas as well. Stephen, as always, thank you.
Hey, Chad, thank you. We appreciate you.
Have a good one. That's Stephen Orr, West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show.